All right, how y'all doing? Hello? Elijah, can you hear me?
Hold on one second. I think I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we were having a little technical difficulty there. That email we used, we got a few different email addresses, and we never hardly used that one. Had a hard time getting into it.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your patience.
yeah. A good idea is to, when you're scheduling your sessions, use the email address you use to create your login on the site.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and also you might want to make sure that you go and you add your phone number to your profile on your remember on your login. That way, if we
Oh,
have a
okay. We
problem
need
or
to do that.
something, I can just click it and call you right from the site. You see what I'm saying?
Ah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right.
We'll
So,
change that.
all right. So, Mr. Washington, I know you were part of my dispatching and freight broker platform from back in 2017, I think, 18.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, do you have any experience in real estate?
Uh, do I have what in real estate?
Do you
Marriage?
have
What'd you
any?
say?
Do you have any experience with real estate investing?
Oh, yes, yes. I got my real estate license at age 18. I've been a real estate broker since 20. I've
Okay.
been involved with real estate for over 30 years,
Okay.
almost 40 years.
So you're familiar with wholesaling and things like that.
Even though, real estate has so many facets, I'm familiar with it all right. I've done different areas. I've been focused more on different areas of real estate, though. But
Okay.
I definitely know about it.
All right. Let me start sharing my screen here real quick. All right. So as you know, I started flipping real estate. Well, I actually got involved with it back in 1995. Okay, just before my when my wife, my ex-wife, was pregnant with my daughter, and so I wanted to get into something that that had a good sustainable future, right? And real estate was a
Yeah.
thing. So, and real estate still is a thing, and real estate will always be the thing. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
I I went to this seminar at the Civic Center, and you've heard the story before. Pay like $14,000 to join this network, and
Yes,
I
indeed.
learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. The 14,000 was worth it. It was worth it because it taught me a whole new area of investing in real estate that I had no idea about. Okay,
Right.
being able to go out and literally flip contracts. You know, doing the assignment of contracts. I didn't know that was a thing, and they taught me a whole lot about real estate, about flipping real estate. That's actually what kind of led to me becoming a mortgage broker later on. But is getting into that then, and yeah, it was expensive, but I have to give it to them. They did teach me a lot, and it was worth it. Looking in hindsight, I didn't do anything with it back then because in order to get to the money side of it, they wanted me to invest another $7,000, and I kind of
Mm.
got disheartened by that, and kind of walked away from it. But years later, but that sparked my interest in real estate, and later on in 1999, I became a mortgage broker. Okay, so and that's
Okay.
what kind of led to my career in the real estate. And I was a mortgage broker up until 2007 when it collapsed, and then of course, after the collapse, I lost everything because
Mm.
I wasn't preparing, or I wasn't putting my money in areas for it to grow. I thought that that $9,000, $10,000 a week was gonna last forever, right?
Yes. Yes,
And
sir.
and so you go out and you overspend. I bought a big house. I bought cars. I was spending all this money on stuff, and had all these bills, right? And when it
Yes, sir.
collapsed, it was because when the industry collapsed back in 2007. When the
Yes, sir.
mortgage industry collapsed, I lost everything, everything,
I
and
see.
subsequently wound up becoming homeless and all that type of stuff. So I literally lost it all, and so you know, during that homeless stretch, that's when I decided to kind of put to use some of the knowledge that I learned, well, that I paid for that $14,000 for. But I had to figure out a way to actually get the end buyer. And I was able to do some research and found out how to do that. Actually, the first time I did it purely by luck. It was purely by luck or by the grace of God, whatever you want to call it. I went out, did everything that they taught me how to do, found the house, structured the deal, and then trying to find a buyer. I put a sign out in the yard because I got a contract. I put a sign out in the yard on a piece of one of those like those what are those things?
Corrugated plastic.
Yeah, I had an old Obama
Yard sign.
Yeah, the campaign sign. That still be yard. And I painted it white and I wrote in black letters, for sale. Undervalued. Right? And a realtor actually drove by and saw it and called me and said that she think that she could, get it sold. She had some investors who were in the wholesaling. And sure enough, 2 days later, she called me and said, "Hey, we got an offer." I said, "What's the offer?" I was in the thing for like $17,900. 10,000 to put in the people's pocket and 7,900 to pay off the tax liens on it.
That was a sweet deal.
Yeah, because it was a tax. It was a tax deed, lien. There was a big tax lien on it, and the people couldn't pay it because it was left to them by their grandmother, and they already had a house and they couldn't afford it. City was going to take it, and so I offered them $7,900 to pay off the taxes and plus $10,000, so $17,900. That's what I was in it for. And the property had a tax value of like 62,000. Had a market value. And I didn't. I'm telling you how green I was. I thought the tax value was the market value.
Okay.
I thought the tax assessed value was the actual value of the property. And the realtor wound up telling me, well, it's got a market value because I had it listed for like 59,000, under what the tax value was. And she said, well, it's got a market value about $130,000 to $140,000. So I literally was like new, green, didn't know a thing. Don't worry about the time because I don't have another one until like 1:30. So we got time.
Okay, thank you.
So I literally was like, what? And then she got an offer on it. They offered 52,000, and I said, yeah, I'll take it.
Yes, indeed.
And wound up having to pay the realtor, her 6%, and the closing fee, the title company, Stewart Title, we closed to that. And I walked over the check for over $28,000. That was my first.
That's nice.
Now, after that, I did some more research, and I was able to, figure out how to do it, effectively and do it right. And I closed 4 more deals inside of 45 days. Now that deal I closed from start to finish 17 days. And I closed 4 more deals inside of about 45 days. And that's when I bought my first time home when I paid cash for it. I bought an REO from Bank of America. And I paid cash for it. That's basically how I got the homeless shelter. But you're on Flipstream. You're one of our new day traders or one of our new subscription members. Okay, so what is it you all are here to do today? Are you here to walk through a deal? Are you here to learn some of the more inside stuff about Flipstream? I mean, exactly what are y'all to do today?
I'm hoping if it's okay to do a few of them back to back is what I'm doing. That's what I'm hoping. And I'd like to know if we could do it the partnership route on the first 5 or 10 deals or so.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the preferable way to do it because that way you don't have to jump in the deep end first. So, we can definitely do some partnership deals. And what I'm going to do is, so you have you already went ahead and set up your account with PropWire, the free account?
No, PropWire, not yet.
Yeah, all right. So when you come into Flipstream, you all see my screen right now, right?
Yes.
And you're on the computer, right?
No, I'm on the phone. That makes it a
Okay.
little tricky.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna have to walk you through from my end, because if you want a computer, I can give you share and they kind of talk you through it. And you actually be clicking on it, doing it yourself, but I'll just be talking you through it. But since you're on a
Okay.
phone, I don't recommend you try to do that on the phone. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go ahead and literally walk you through your first deal to show you how it's done. And this is being recorded. You can go back and pull it up and watch it and do it yourself for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it could be. Jen Williams has an excellent strategy. She looks up and she structures about 25 to 30 properties. Okay, before she starts calling, she structures about 25 to 30 properties. And then she does all her numbers and make sure they all work out number wise. And then when she looks up the owners of the property, and she gets the phone numbers and all the stuff, all her leads together. And after she gets about 25 to 30 of them, and she puts them on a spreadsheet. She puts them on a spreadsheet, put all the information there. And then after she gets about 25 to 30 of them, she starts calling to verify the numbers and verify the email.
Okay.
That way you're not looking up one or two, and then you call to verify, and then the number is, disconnected, and you have a hard time, contacting them or verifying them, verifying the numbers and stuff. You have a hard time reaching that person. Then you're like, oh, well, then I go back, start from scratch. No. I like the way she does it because she has 25 or 30. Out of that 25 or 30, she's bound to, on the first time she does the verification calls, she's bound to get about 5 or 6 of them right off the bat.
I like that style.
It has actual good numbers and everything. You see what I'm saying?
I like
so
that
she's
style.
bound to get about 5 or 6 of those. She verifies the phone number. She calls them and says, hey, Mr. Johnson, my name is Jen Williams. I'm a real estate investor. And you can use our corporate name I'm a real estate investor with RBBS Holdings. Okay, because that's how we contract all our stuff. Just through the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, which is my is my parent company for all the stuff that I do. And you can just say, look, I'm a real estate investor with RBBS Holdings, and we have an investor we have a network of cash buyers who are interested in the property located at blah 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 blah. They would like to make you an offer to pay off all the liens, the attorney fees, and put a considerable amount of cash in your pocket at closing. Okay. And by the way, this will stop the foreclosure. We won't stop the foreclosure. It'll keep the foreclosure off your credit, because now you've avoided the foreclosure. This will help you to avoid the foreclosure, keep it off your credit for the next 7 years, and pay off all your liens and the attorney fees, and put a considerable amount of cash in your pocket. And then they may say, well, how much cash are you looking? Well, that I don't know. Like I said, my job is to simply verify that I have a good working number so that they can contact you and make the offer directly to you, and that we have the best possible email for you, so when they get ready to send over the offer, they'll know where to send it to. Is this the best number for them to contact? And of course, they'll probably say, this is the right number. Okay. And I'm sure the email address of blah, 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 is this the best email address? They may say, well, no, use this email address instead, or whatever it may be. Okay. Just make sure you got the right number, the right email address. And each time they ask you, well, how much money, how does it, well, like I said, my only job is to verify the information so that they can put together a great offer for you. Okay.
Excuse me, Calvin.
Yeah. And produce and get that over to
Excuse me, Calvin.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can I ask a quick question? Is that written down in the form of a script, or do I need to be making a note on that real quick? I'm sorry.
You can make a note on it, and like I said, we record everything. And remember, I noticed that you all schedule a bunch of mentorship sessions. Because you schedule one with my partner for tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You do know that we have live training every Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
I didn't know I was setting up at the same time as the
Yeah,
live training.
yeah. We have live training every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Okay,
And what time was the meeting with him?
you have it scheduled for 7 o'clock because
Oh.
his meetings are in the afternoon or in the evening. My meetings are during the day. We stagger them like that.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
and he
I
has.
thought about that after I set up. I said, I hope I didn't set up the same time as the regular meeting. So it's okay to get a mentorship at the same time that's going on, the meeting's going on.
I mean, you can, but you got to miss the training.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean, now you can cancel it. Just go into your email where it shows you that the meeting was set up or whatever, and just hit the cancel button.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
And then just make sure you attend the meeting, you attend the training, because training we go over a lot of stuff. Training you can ask questions. Training you can probably have us to address all your concerns. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
So we have training every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. He has meetings on the evenings and on some weekends. My meetings
Yes.
are Monday through Thursdays. I don't do meetings on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my meetings are during the day. Okay, all right. So,
Yes.
all right. So, but anyway, that's pretty much how you want to address it. You just the key things I'm to remember is we're doing the partnership. You do not mention numbers. You do not mention what the offer is. You do not mention how much money you're going to put in their pocket. You are simply calling them to verify their phone numbers, verify that 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 you have a good number and a good email address, so that the investor network can contact them within 48 hours. Okay, within 48 hours, and make them an offer.
I'm here.
No, to pay off all liens, pay all attorney fees, and put a considerable amount of money or cash, however you want to phrase it, and put a considerable amount of cash in your pocket at closing. Okay. And a little side note, you may say, and this will, help you to avoid the foreclosure, where you won't have that on your credit for the next 7 years, and you get a considerable amount of money to start over, to move on from the foreclosure. Okay.
Okay.
All
Yes.
right. All right. So when you come to the site, you're going to go to where it says members only investor lounge. Put your cursor on that. You see where it says business lounge. Click the business lounge. That's where our Rolodex of tools, resources, and everything is. Now, you're kind of familiar with this format because it's pretty much the same type of setup I had with my dispatchers, the National Dispatcher Network, right? With this tools and resources. So you're familiar with how to navigate this, right? Click on the one to the right, it goes to the left. Click on one to the left, it goes to the right.
Yes, indeed.
And when you want to go into something, you put it in the middle, you click on it, opens it up, tells you what it is. Okay, this is the PropWire. This is our PropWire partnership that we have with PropWire, and it's a free database of cheap houses. You click here. Now, when you go to PropWire for the first time, make sure you set up your account. It is free. You don't have to put your credit card on file, nothing. Okay, it is completely free. All right.
And
Now,
that's under the member lounge.
Yeah, all right. Let me go back. It's under this right here where it says members only investor lounge. You see that?
Okay.
You click where it says, and you're gonna get a drop down. It's gonna say business lounge, legal library, agreements and forms, and investor learning center. You're gonna click the business lounge. Now this is being recorded, so you'll be able to pull this up and rewatch this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's under the business lounge. Then you scroll down, and then your first set of resources is search for property. It's your Rolodex of search for property tools. Okay. You also have one that says evaluate properties. Then you have one that says investor tools and calculators. This is for when you get into actually doing rehab. Because Flipstream is more than just doing the real estate day trading. Flipstream is for all it can be used for every real estate investment strategy there is, including doing development deals and partnership deals and doing, 1 to 4 unit apartment complexes and multi-million dollar, commercial, centers and things like that. Okay. You also have here your secure your funding. We have access. We give y'all access to more than 500 funding partners, 500 lenders, all different types of lenders. You have business loans, personal loans. You have hard money and private lenders. You have conventional commercial mortgage brokers. You have, again, private money. You have fix and flip funding, all of it. Okay. You can. That. But you don't need this for what we're doing now. I'm just letting you know everything that FlipStream can do for you. Okay. And then once you start doing the deals completely on your own without doing the partnership side, we have a place for you to actually, once you get them on a contract and you get them signed on the contract, we have a place where you can go and list those contracts and get offers from cash buyers. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So back up to where we are. All right. So you got to make sure that you get on to PropWire. You're going to go to the PropWire. You're going to click that right there. It's going to open up. And you're going to click that link there. It's going to take you over to PropWire. Now, once you get to PropWire, so if you haven't done it before, create your free account. Just go through the process and create your free account. You don't really have to watch the videos and stuff that they tell you to watch when you're trying to create this. But once you get it created, you'll be able to go in here and, and just hit log in, and it should just automatically log you in. Okay?
Okay, I already did it while we were talking.
All right, great. So now that you create your account, you just click log in and it takes you right to your account. It takes you right in to the area. Now, I say this to everybody who does their first consultation with us. The part that we're about to do right now is the most important part of this whole process, because if you do the setup right, there is no way you cannot make money when we make these people an offer. Okay? But this part is the most important part. Okay? All right. So what state you want to look in? I don't say city because we want you to, because you can look at it. You can do this all over the United States from anywhere.
Texas.
So we want to do Texas.
Yes.
Texas, USA. Now, one thing you must remember, this is a numbers game. All right? Because as you see here in Texas, you got over 11,200,000 off-market properties. Okay? You always want to deal with properties that are off-market. You, as a real estate person, you know what that means, right? You don't want to deal with properties that are listed. Okay, you want to deal with off-market properties. All right, you always want to deal with off-market. So you got over 11 million of them in the state of Texas. So this is a numbers game. Now, the thing you want to do is you want to narrow those numbers down to pinpoint certain types of properties, certain types of sellers, certain, equity range and the equity and stuff like that. So in doing so, you're going to go to lead types. All right. The very first thing you want to click on is zombie properties. Why zombie properties? Because zombie properties are vacant homes that are in the pre-foreclosure process. Typically, the homeowner and the bank are highly motivated to find the buyer. This all works by what? Targeting what? Motivated sellers, right?
Motivated sellers, okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So if you click just zombie property, that narrows down to 164 results. Okay. You want more than that. All right. So next one you're gonna click on, of course, you're gonna click on pre-foreclosures. Okay. That gives you 5,481 results. The next one you're gonna click on is you're gonna click on high equity. This does not work, okay, if the home does not have more than 70% of the equity for the partnership deal.
High equity.
So
Okay.
you would never look at a home that has less than 70% of equity when it comes to the partnership. Because remember, in order for a wholesaler to work, you have to get the home at enough of a discount to be able to pay off their liens, put 20 grand in their pocket. So we never do a deal where we're not offering at least 20 grand into the person's pocket. Okay. We always want to make sure we're giving that person a good amount of money for them to start over. Okay. We're not like those other places that just go and say, yeah, no, hey, I got a win-win for you. We're going to pay off your liens and keep that off your credit for the next 7 years. And that way you can start over with a fresh start. And that's a win-win. How is that a win-win? I mean, they're being forced out of the home with nothing in their pocket. How is that a win-win?
It's not.
Exactly. But that's what all these other wholesalers, and I know because I went through the foreclosure process. I lost my home, when the industry collapsed. So I know what they do. It's crazy, all right? But
yes,
that's not what we do. Okay. We want to make sure that we structure every deal with at least $20,000 going in their pocket. Okay. So we need high equity deals. All right. It has to be at least 70% of equity in the property. Because it has to be able to put 20 grand in their pocket, pay off all their liens and the attorney fees. And we got to make money, right? And
yes,
you got to leave enough room for the end buyer, who is also a wholesaler, to make money. Okay? That's really the formula that's really the makeup of a wholesale deal, of a real estate day trade deal. Okay? All right. So you got that, the high equity. And I also like to put in vacant homes. Put that in. Now we're back up to 8 million, a little bit over 8 million. Okay, that's a good little round number. All right. Now we go to property types. Record the clear up here. All right, we go to property types. Now, starting out, I only want y'all to deal with single family homes. Can this be done with mobile homes? Yes, mobile home is a different monster though. My partner is an expert at doing mobile home because that's what he did for the first 3 years of his career in this. He's been doing this for about 12 years now. Okay. For the first 3 years, all he did was mobile homes. Okay, so he's an expert at it, but he'll be the first to tell you mobile homes is not for everybody. Okay, because of different monster. You're essentially dealing with the vehicle that people live in and it's on wheels. It's not, most of them are not permanently attached. Right?
Yes, sir.
So it's a whole different property legality monster. They can't be done though. They can't be done. You're not gonna make as much money on mobile homes, right? But there's a lot of other legalities you gotta sift through to do mobile homes. So we don't want y'all doing those right away. Can you do this with condos and townhouses? Yes. Can you do it with multifamily? Yes. But we don't want y'all starting out there because if you're dealing with multifamily, doing this, chances are you're dealing with a landlord, right?
Yes.
And if you're a landlord, you're kind of educated on the real estate whole process, right?
Yes.
And most people like landlords and realtors, they tend to ask for what? Deposits, right?
Right.
And if you're trying to do this with none of your own money, none of your own credit, you don't want to do that. Right? All right.
Okay.
So we're going to not do these right now. After you make some money, right? You got 100, 150, couple $100,000 in the bank. Yeah. Jump on these. Okay. Because you have the money to do the actual deposits for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So we're going to click single family home. That's all you're going to click on that one. And then it's going to wait for it to calculate and pull up your new results. And that's going to put you down to waiting for it. We're still waiting for it. 5,201,000. So you've cut off almost 3 million. What's it called? Now you're gonna go to estimated value. You never want to click list price because list price indicates what? That is listed somewhere, which means it's not off market, right? You're gonna leave it on estimated value. Now in Texas, I would say you can go up to 400,000.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you was in Mississippi, I would say no more than 300,000. Okay. If you were in, Alabama, 300,000. If you're in California, I would say you can go all the way up to $1 million, 1.2 million. Because that's the market there, right?
Yes, sir.
If you're in Florida, you can probably do 500, 600,000. New York, you can probably do 1.2 million there too. You see what I'm saying? You have to look at the areas that you're in. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 400,000. Let's go with that. $400,000. Come on. Computer's running kind of slow this morning. Oh, here we go. 400,000. Oh, come on now. 400. There we go. Do 400,000. There we go. Now it's recalculated. Should drop you down to about 3 million. Okay, there we go. We're down about 3 million.
3.4.
All right.
3.4.
All right. So now we're gonna skip where it says beds and baths. That don't matter. Okay. You're gonna go over to more, and you're gonna click the filter. You're gonna click owner filter. Okay. You only want to deal with individuals. You don't want to deal with businesses and banks or trusts. You want to deal with individuals. Okay. Click that, and then you click save and close. It's going to recalculate for you, and you should be around 3, maybe 2 million.
You say individuals only, not the business or bank or trust.
Exactly, individuals only. All right, that cuts you down to 3.1 million. All right, now you're ready to start kind of doing your search. All right, so you got your properties to choose from. Now remember, we're looking for that says 70% equity or more. Okay. Rosemont Street, right off the bat. Let's see what that was. Well, and you really kind of want to stay away from the ones with the auctions. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, Texas has a lot of property that have already scheduled for auction. The reason why that is, Texas has an expedited foreclosure process. In most states, it takes almost 3, sometimes 4 years to fully foreclose on a home. In Texas, it's about a year and a half.
Okay.
And when you have an expedited foreclosure process, you're going to run into a lot of properties that are already scheduled for auction. Like here, auction date was 6/4/2024. You don't even want to mess with that because it's already going to the auction. It's probably going to go into, if it didn't sell at auction, it's going to be an REO. But it's probably sold at auction. You're just waiting the 120-day confirmation period before the people who bought it at the auction can legally go in and, and evict people and take full ownership of it. Okay, because the owner of the property still can at this point reclaim their home by paying the arrears or paying the reinstatement fees to the bank and reinstating the mortgage. And if that happens, then the person who bought it at auction gets a letter from the courthouse saying that the owner has exercised their right to reinstate their mortgage or to reclaim the property. Here is your refund. Okay, because the property is not theirs until it's completed the confirmation period. Okay, but in Texas, they have an expedited process, so you're going to see a bunch of stuff that's already going to auction. Okay, so you don't want to mess with that one. It's right here. What said auction, you're gonna see a lot of it. We'll see if we can find something that doesn't say auction. But I'm just giving you a heads up. If you're trying to focus primarily on Texas, there's a lot of stuff that's already in auction. You see auction. Now you can deal with stuff that's in auction, but the auction has to be at least 2 months away.
Okay, minimum 2 months away.
Minimum 2 months away. All right. Now here's one that says absentee owner. It's only 61% equity though. You don't want to deal with that one. It's only 61% equity. All right. So you want to deal with the ones that are not auctioned, and they're at least 70% equity. You don't want to deal with the 100% equity because that's a trap. If it's got 100% equity, why is it on the, why is it in pre-foreclosure? See what I'm saying?
Mm.
That means there's
Okay.
something out there that you haven't seen yet.
Okay. Something tricky.
Yeah, there's another one that says auction. Auction. See, Texas has a lot of auctions. Auction. See, this is what happens when you deal with an expedited state. You see a lot of auctions. They're already scheduled for auction. Hold on, I see something here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Right, here is one that says pre-foreclosure. Give me a second. I'm trying to do my little thing right here. All right. This one says pre-foreclosure, but it also says auctions. The reason why it has NA equity. I don't want to deal with that either. That has, yeah, you don't know what the equity is on it. You have no idea what the equity is on it. So you definitely don't want to deal with it. I'm just trying to see what it is. One thing, it's a commercial. Yeah, notice of trustee sale. Yeah, it's already had the auction date. Yeah, here again, something you don't want to deal with. All right. Keep going. Look for the 70% equity. I say you got over 3 million deals to look through. So I'm just letting you know right now, Texas is one of those states. So still says auction. Auction. Yeah, so you're gonna get this in Texas. All right, absentee owner 70% equity. Let's try that out. 76% equity. It doesn't say auction. Let's check it out.
November 1957 November.
All right. $274,000 for equity. Let's check down and see what this thing says. All right. Yeah, notice trustee said this just went to auction. 7-2. Don't want to deal with that one.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you want to get started with some state that has, some stuff that come on, hey.
Really?
I'm trying to find my little thing down here so I can stroll. There it is. Auction. This is what you're going to deal with when you're dealing with Texas. And I'm going to show you the difference here. I'm going to jump to another state here real quick. I'm going to show you the difference in what I'm talking about.
I also like Nevada as a backup.
All right, so let's try Nevada. All right, let's try Nevada. All right, keep the same other tab in. See what we get. All right, so with these tabs that we have in here in Nevada, you're looking at 136,000. So it narrowed it down a lot. All right, here we go. Right off the bat, you got one that says 82% equity, empty nester, off market. Check that one out. It doesn't have an image, the property, but you can always kind of find images somewhere on the property. All right. Lona has the first mortgage But the total mortgages combined is $35,104. Okay. They originally had a GMAC mortgage corp, and then they took out a line of credit on it in 2007. They originally bought the home in 2003, and they took out a line of credit in 2007. And then whatever it is to combine between that and the line of credit, they still owe $35,104 that they haven't making a payment on. So let's scroll down here so we get down here. And it says notice of default. All right, that's what you want to see. You want to see one or two things. You want to see a notice of default, or more, or even better, you want to see what's called list pendants. LISPENPINDENS. Okay. Notice of default and list pendant. That means that the homeowner has been notified that they are in default, right? And that if they don't pay that money, they are going to start the foreclosure process. Then when the foreclosure process starts, then it goes to what's called list pendants. But these are good. Notice of defaults are good because you got time, right?
Right.
The notice of default stage usually is about a year. Then the list pendant stage is about another year. But in order to get to the notice of default, you have to have missed at least a year and a half of payments.
Okay.
So you see why I say it is foreclosing on a home is not a quick process. Texas, I think it's one other state that has an expedited process. But Texas is about the biggest state that has what's called an expedited foreclosure process. And just about every other state, it takes almost 3 to 4 years to foreclose on a property. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So now we got one that has what you call it. Like I said, it hasn't even gone to a trustee yet, right? So no attorney has been assigned to it because it's in notice of default. It's not a list pendant. When it goes to list pendant, that means they filed actual legal paperwork with the law firm and hired a law firm to start the foreclosure process. Okay, that's where you see.
Okay.
That's when you will see the trustee information, all that stuff. This is a notice of default, which is good because you have time to negotiate with them, and we have time to negotiate with them, and kind of work the deal and offer the client some options before it even gets to foreclosure. Okay, because we know they're having problems making the payment. We already know that, right?
Yes.
So now, when you see this right here, what says estimated loan payment, don't look at that because that's I can guarantee you that's not their payment. That's probably the payment on the line of credit side, right? Because it says right there, the interest rate for the current mortgage is unavailable. So we've assumed 6% in calculating the homeowner's estimated loan payment. All right. That's not their payment. I can guarantee that's not their payment. Okay.
Copy.
Their payment is probably well over $1,200, $1,400. At least that. Okay. Because this is probably what it is on the little the line of credit that they took out, $100,000, because remember, the original mortgage was for $68,400, right? Which means they probably bought the home at less than what it was valued at, but then they took out a line of credit for $100,000. Now, they bought this in 2003, right? The maturity date is 2033. You see what I'm saying? That's the date they would have paid off that original loan. So from that to 2007, they hadn't paid a whole bunch of years on that loan yet, right? So they took out $100,000 on top of a $68,000, right? So their monthly payment was based on $160,000. You see what I'm saying? So it definitely wasn't no $400. It definitely wasn't no $411 per month if the maturity date was 2033, and the new maturity date was 2037. You see what I'm saying? It's like a 15-year loan. You see what I'm saying? It's not a 30-year mortgage. You get me? 25 to a 15-year loan, which means it had a higher monthly payment. You understand?
I see.
So don't look at this number and think, shoot, why would someone that they're probably going to focus over $411 because their payment ain't $411. I guarantee you that. It's probably closer to $1,500 per month. Okay.
Okay.
That's what it's probably closer to. Okay. All right. But the simple fact is it's $3,500 is what they owe. Okay. I'm sorry. $35,000. $35,000. All right. We scroll down, look to see if there's any taxes owed. Nope. No delinquent taxes. So that's good. All right. So now we can do our calculation. Now, in doing your calculations, pull up my calculator. In doing your calculations, this is how I want you to do your calculation. Now, in doing your calculation, you must, first of all, understand how the end buyer, the person we're going to flip this contract out to, who's going to make us an offer to buy it from us, we have to understand how the end buyer's formula works for them purchasing wholesale properties. Okay? Every wholesaler, the formula for every end buyer wholesaler is they never pay more than 70% of the value or the after repair value, the ARV. You're gonna hear that a lot. That's the after repair value. Now we don't know what we don't know how much the rehab cost, the repair cost is gonna be, but we do know what the estimated value is, which means the estimated value is if the house was up to satisfied condition, it will be worth this much money. Okay, so we're gonna base it on the estimated value, but we do know what that is. Do you understand?
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we're gonna take that 205,835. And you're gonna do that times or minus. I can do minus because my calculator is set up that way, but your phone calculator may be set up to do it this way. Times, and you're always gonna start off, and you're gonna do it based on 3 different percentages. You're gonna do it on 40%, 50%, and then at 60%. Okay. The first one is if we get an offer from the end buyer of them offering us 40% of the after repair value, or 40% of the estimated value. That's what we're looking to get from the end buyer, and see if we can put a deal together with just 40%. But we do the first one at 40%. So we do that times 40%. So that would equal. So that means they will offer us $82,334. Okay, that's an offer. That's all we can expect to get if we get a 40% offer from the end buyer. Now we take that $82,334, $82,334, and then we got to pay off their mortgage. See if we can pay off their mortgage minus 3,501, right?
Okay.
$3,104. That leaves us with $47,230. And we said that we never make an offer to them without putting $20,000 in their pocket, right?
Okay.
So that amount minus 20,000.
Close to 27K.
And that gives us $27,230 that we will split at closing on a partnership deal. Minus whatever the closing cost is. That's usually about 1 to 1.5% of the total amount. So that's about, in this case, probably about $1,200, something like that.
Closer to 12 inches track on the closing cost.
Yeah, on your closing cost, which you already probably know that. All right. So we're looking at $27,230 that you will put on your day trade submission form when you submit this. Okay, that's going to be found under your membership tab. Go up here, your profile tab. You see what it says day trade deal submissions. Click that, and you're going to fill out this form right here. And you're going to fill this form out when you're submitting your deals. Okay. And you're going to put in the subject, property address, all the estimated value. I had started doing one just for myself, just to show you how it's done. But but when you put it in, make sure when you put in the estimated value and stuff, I just copy and paste it right from the site, right from from PropWire. That way you got the $sign and everything in the way it's supposed to be. Don't just, when you say I'm estimated property value, don't just put in a number. Put the $sign, the little, make it, so when we look at it, we know exactly what we're looking at. Okay.
The values and the commas and all the zeros add up in the right spot.
Exactly. Same thing with phone numbers. Put in the parentheses, 850, parentheses, that space, 994-6452. Okay. Don't just give me a whole bunch of numbers run together. Right?
Gotcha.
Let's make it. And when you do addresses, do complete addresses. Don't just give me a street number and a street name. You know how many Davidson streets are in the United States?
Yes, that makes sense.
Give me the full give us the full address, the street number, name, city, state, zip code. Okay, give it all to us. All right. So, when you're putting in your numbers, you're gonna do it at 20, paying off loan balance and $20,000 to a seller, profit at 40% off of the value. That's where you're going to put in that. When you do it at 40%, you're going to put in that $27,230 right there. That goes on that line, right?
Okay.
So on the 40%, you're going to put that $27,230. Then you're going to go back and you're going to redo it at 50%. Then you're going to do it at 60%, right?
Okay.
We do it at 50%. We got 205, 835 times or 50%. We got that right there. It's an offer we'll get from the end buyer. You take the 102,917, 102,917 minus the payoff, which is 35,104 plus 20,000, so that's really $50,104, right? Total offer.
Okay.
Minus $50,104. All right, that's the 35,104 to pay off the liens, plus the what? $20,000 in the pocket. Okay. On this one, or to a 50% offer, we will be making about $52,000.
Okay.
Okay. So you put $52,000 on the 50%. I'm offering more, $52,813. And then of course at the 60% on this one, $205,835 minus 60%. I did the minus like 2 times 60%. So we will get an offer of 123,000. Okay. So we get off 123,501. So that's 123,501 minus total offer of 50,104. And at 60% offer, we'll be looking at $73,000 that we be split. 73,000.
Is that minus the 20,000 though?
I'm sorry.
Did you already subtract out the 20,000 to give to them?
Yeah, because I remember I minus the 50,000 on 104. 35,000. No, I take that back. I didn't quite do 50,000.
I didn't see that step.
Yeah, because I just combined it. Hold on. So we're looking at 6%. I may have did my numbers wrong. I left out $5,000. 60% was 205. So our offer was 123,501. So offer was 123,501. Let's do it the right way this time. Minus 35,104 equals that minus 20,000. equals that. So 68,397.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what we'll be splitting. And the other one, you gotta probably take off another $5,000 because I didn't do the 35. I just did 20,000 plus 30,000, made it 50,104. I should have did 55,000. See what I'm saying?
I see. Okay.
But yeah, those are gonna be but if we got a great deal. Because if we can make $20-some thousand on a 40% deal, and I've never seen any of these end buyers offer anything less than 40%. Okay, so we do it at what we know is the bottom line deal first to see what that looks like, right? But
okay,
if it's in a good kind of a populated, area, if it's in a good kind of a good area, population area, if it's got more than 15, 20,000 people, now they're gonna in some areas you're gonna find some property that's got like 500 people, all right? Not that we can't get those deals done. It's just that we're probably not going to get the 60% offers on those deals. Okay.
I see.
We're probably going to get somewhere around like 45%, somewhere around there. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're dealing in a good metropolitan area, let's say like you're in and around Atlanta or you're in and around Charlotte, North Carolina, or somewhere close to a bigger city. If you're in, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, around Austin, Corpus Christi, places like that. New York, everywhere in New York is, it's gonna be good. California, Florida, what's other places? What's up? Some other great metropolitan. Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee. You understand what I'm saying? Illinois,
yeah.
Right?
Right.
Places like that. If you're in and around those areas that's close to a big city or close to a moderate, good-sized city that's got at least 60,000, in population, 50,000, in population, I have seen some end buyers, if it's a nice house and it doesn't need, it's move-in ready, right? Doesn't need a whole bunch of repairs or fixture up or whatever. I have seen some end buyers offer as much as 85%. Okay, but the conditions have to be right. Because remember, the rule is never offer more than 70% of the after repair value. But if it doesn't need any repairs, then it's a move-in value, it's a move-in condition, and it's a very, very marketable area. You know this from real estate. If you're in a very marketable area where people are trying to buy homes left and right, the sale prices are usually high, right?
Right. What I've been told, the 3 most important things in real estate are location. Because
if you got the right location, you can get more than what the property is valued at.
Yes, sir.
And that's the same thing with wholesaling. With wholesaling, there's a rule: never offer more than 70%. But if it's in the right location, right location, I've seen wholesalers offer as much as 85%.
Okay.
Okay, so that exception to that rule does apply when you have location.
Okay.
Okay, and this you already know. All right. Now, from here, once you do once you structure the deal, all right, and you know that the deal works at 40%, 50%, and 60%, you're gonna go over to the ownership section. Okay. Guy's name is Robert Vaughn. And where's he at? This property is in where? Is in Las Vegas, Nevada. So you're looking for Robert Vaughn. All right. Guy's name is Robert Vaughn. And he's in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. Now, they do have a skip trace on PropWire. They charge you 10 cents per skip trace, but it is no better than our freebies. I'm gonna be honest with you. My partner and I, we have access to a private investigator that we can do searches through, and we're gonna add this to the site. We're gonna add this to the platform. But they do charge you $1.50. Well, actually, they charge you and then we charge 25 cents if we're doing it with our account. So we have to do it with our account, so we have a membership to it or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna have it added to the site where if you exhausted your free skip traces, but you can't find them through the free skip trace, you'll be able to order the skip trace right through the site using that private investigative service. Okay. Now there's $1.50 is $1.50 per search, but I'm telling you, they will get you the number to the president of the United States if that's what you want. And it's gonna be a good number. It's gonna be his personal cell phone number. It's gonna be a good number. But I guarantee you, but just be ready for them, be ready for the men in black to show up at your door. You understand what I'm saying? But they can get you the number. All right. So
Yes, sir.
I mean, they can find anybody. Okay. And they're doing for $1.50. Well, we charge $1.50. We pay $1.25, but then we charge it extra 25 cents. We're gonna have it on the site for you all to take advantage of if you need it. Okay. You're not gonna need it with all of them. Now I'll be honest with you. If you're doing 30, 40, 50 structures, per week or whatever it may be, out of that 30, 40, you're probably gonna have about, out of 40 of them, you're probably gonna have about 30 of them that you're not gonna be able to find through the free skip trace. Okay. That's why I like the way Jen does it. She does 30 structures, put them all together, then she starts calling. You see what I'm saying?
I like that idea.
Yeah, that way she don't get deflated. You know what I mean? So you just call it and you can, now I gotta go back and look up another, So go look them up first, structure them first, make sure everything works. After you've done all 30 of them, then you go back and you start calling. And you make a note. Okay, this one was, it went to a voicemail, which means it's a good number. They just wouldn't pick it up. So I put this one says, good number, no answer on your spreadsheet, right?
Right.
And then the ones that go to a disconnected number, okay, that's a disconnected number, right? Right.
Okay.
Then the ones that go through, right? And you say, where it rings and you get to leave a message, you can leave a message, say good number, voicemail, left message. And then the ones that pick up, of course, those are good. Right? And
Right,
then,
we got our script.
yeah, and then the ones that you were able to verify, actually speak with the person, those are the ones you submit to us. Then you put your other ones, the ones that you left a message, you put them on callback. Right? Next day, I'm going to call them back. Right? Or I'm going to send them. But you can put it on a spreadsheet. Call back, left a message. Day 2, call back, left a message, sent them a text. You see what I'm saying? That's how she does hers. Okay. So that's a good plan to follow. All right. So, but first of all, you're gonna go here and you're gonna copy the name. Then you're gonna go back over to our flip stream. You're gonna go here over to here where it says back to your business lounge area. You're gonna scroll down to the evaluate properties Rolodex, and you're gonna click the skip trace. You have one that says free skip trace, you have one that says people search. Now, if you do the people search one, I like the people search one a little bit better. But if you're doing the people search one, make sure when you open it up here, go ahead and open it in the You can put the name in. Hold on. You can put the name in, and you put, and what was it at? Las Vegas?
Robert Vaughn.
No, but where was it at? The property's in
Rosemead, California, is where he's at. The property's in Nevada, but he's in Rosemead, California.
Okay, but he's in Rosemead, California, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
The owner is in Rosemead, California. So look for Rosemead, California. Rosemead, California, Robert Vaughn in Rosemead, California. All right, and instead of hitting here, because it's not gonna let you search from here, because it is you're gonna have to open it in a new tab. You're gonna have to
a new tab.
Yeah, you're gonna have to click open link in new tab. And then it'll open it up in a new tab for you. And sometimes it just puts the name in there. Hold on. Robert Vaughn. And then Rosemead, California. All right. And you only got 2. Okay, so that makes it kind of easy. Now, what I also do, one is 92 years old. One is says Robert B. Vaughn right here. It's right here. Now, what I also like to do, I put in Las Vegas too, because you used to live there too, right?
Yes.
And let's see if it pops up the same person. All right, got 18 of them in Las Vegas. But guess what? That Robert Vaughn that was 92 years old, that lives in California.
Right.
Isn't that him? No, he said he lives in Rosemead, right?
Right.
See if you can find one that lives in Rosemead. Very good. Trying to see if there's one that lived in Rosemead also too. Los Alamos, California. Wonder if that's the same person. Next page. So I do like a double, I do like a little cross check to see if I got the right person. See if I see one that says Rosemead. It's probably the one that's in Los Alamos. It's the same one. What was his name? Robert B. Vaughn.
Let's see.
Los Alamos.
Just Robert Vaughn. No middle initial is what it's showing here.
Okay, but he's 92 years old. All right, so let's go back to the Rosemead, California. Yeah, that was him, Robert B. Vaughn.
Okay, for some reason it doesn't show a middle initial when you go back to the
Okay.
to the
because
wire.
because when we put in Rosemead, it shows 2. It shows one in Los Alamos, one we have in Los, and it shows another one, Robert B. Vaughn, in Rosemead.
Okay.
California. So it's gonna be one of these 2. Okay. So
all right.
I would click on the 92-year-old first, because that might be him. The other one may be his son. Okay.
Okay.
And what you do is you look for the previous addresses and see if one was. Isn't that was it Little Pine? Yep, Little Pine. Guess what? There it is.
Yes, indeed.
So
I don't know why, but I have a feeling it might be that second one too, though.
It may be. It may be a son, or it may be a duplicate, but I think it's maybe the same one. But let's check the phone numbers. All right. Last report, now this might be a good phone number, because it says a landline. Last report was June 2024. Okay, which means what? There was a bill for June 2024, Frontier, California.
Okay. Not too long ago.
Exactly. So there's a reported bill for last month, right? So that's probably a good phone number. Call it, okay? Call the cell phone numbers too, but call it. See if you can get in touch with someone. Then when you call them up, again, you're gonna say, Mr. Vaughn, how you doing? My name is Blase Blase. I'm a real estate investor with, well, you can say I represent. You don't have to say you're real. I represent a real estate investment network of cash buyers. You know, that's how I would put it. If they ask, well, what's the company name? Then you can say RBBS Holdings. Okay.
Okay.
But I represent a real estate investment network of cash buyers. who would like to make an offer on the property located at whatever the address is, okay? Located at whatever the address is, make an offer to pay off the existing liens, the attorney fees, and put a considerable amount of cash in your pocket to help you transition from foreclosure. Or put in or in this case, it's just a notice. Considerable amount of cash in the pocket. Now, here's the good thing. He's already moved out of that house.
Okay.
Right? Which
yes.
more than likely indicates that he's under the impression that more than likely indicates that he don't have the money to pay for it. Right? Because he was probably already anticipating, a sheriff coming out telling him eventually you got to move. Now he moved out a lot too soon because he got tired, right?
Yes.
But
yes,
he's already panicked and moved out, which makes him what? A motivated seller.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
So, there's a lot of psychology behind this stuff. When you're looking up these things, you see in different situations, you can infer certain things. Right?
Okay.
All right. Now, what I am going to do is, now once you verify the numbers and stuff, you're going to put all that on this form. After you verify the numbers, you're going to put this all on the real estate day trade submission form. Okay? You're going to put I'm sorry. Second, you're going to put this on the real estate day trade submission form. Property owner, all that type of stuff. Loan balance. You're going to put the verified phone number, verified email address, the owner's current mailing address, not the property address. The current mailing address goes here. The property address goes in the subject property address. Okay.
Subject. Okay.
But the property owner can put their mailing address because that's going to be different most of the time than the property address. Sometimes it's the same. Most of the time it's different. Okay. Then you do your property margin calculations and you submit it to us, and then we take it from there. I'm the one who's responsible for, first of all, double checking your numbers. I'm going to recheck your numbers, right?
Okay.
Your calculations. Make sure we got a good deal. Then I am going to call that person. I'm going to call them, and I am going to make them an offer. I'm going to try to hold them at that $20,000. Sometimes they ask for a little bit more than $20,000 in the pocket. Okay, but my job is to negotiate this deal and hold them at that $20,000, so we can kind of maximize our profits. So I'm going to try and hold them at that $20,000, negotiate the other $20,000. If I see I can't keep that $20,000, I'm going to kind of start going up incrementally. And the first thing I ask them, first of all, Mr. Barr, we are in the business of making money, though we really, really want to help you out. Here's what I can do. And remember, we got to pay off your liens and any attorney fees if they are associated with. We don't know that yet, but if there are any type of attorney fees, those got to be paid too. So, what were you thinking was a good number, a good amount of money in your pocket that will help you transition? That's how I don't offer them a number yet. I asked them, what were you thinking?
Fill them out.
Exactly. Right? Because if he comes and says, well, if I can get another $7,000, look, it's a done deal. Now, if he comes and says, well, I can get about $40,000, which in this case, we could do $40,000, right?
Right.
If we get a 60% deal, right?
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that because I kind of want to get back down to that 50% area where we still making good money, right?
Yes.
$40,000. I mean, extra 20 grand. And like I said, we represent a network of cash buyers, and that end buyers still got to make money because we're in this. This has got to be a deal that works for everybody, not just us, not just the end buyer, but for you, us, and them. So with that in mind, if we could put $29,000 in your pocket, would that help you and your family out?
Mm.
You know, I'm not even gonna go to 30,000 yet. We'll see 29,000
Okay.
because I want him to come back and say something in the 30 range that sounds good to him. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And when he comes back and says, "Well, you know, if you can do 35, I think that'll work for us." And I'll probably say, "Okay, let's do 35. If that'll work for you."
Mm.
But you know, I'm gonna have to clear with my partner. But I think we can. I think I can. I think I can get. I think I can get 35 by him. So we got a deal. Yeah. All right. Great. My partner will be sending you a contract within the next 48 hours.
Mm.
Okay, and then we'll get this set up. And then it'll take us about 5, maybe 6 days to set everything up to get the funds ready, and then we'll go ahead and set up a closing, and we can do a closing within the next, about 10 to 17 days after that. That's how we usually handle it. Okay. Then after I do that, then my partner prepares the right contracts with the right disclosures, because some wholesaling is legal in every state, but there are different restrictions and disclosure that you have to have in some states. Okay. Some states are full disclosure. Some states like Florida is non-disclosure. I can do this on a napkin here in Florida.
Yes.
I mean, seriously. I can do it on a napkin. So, but some states are a little bit more complex. They require full disclosure, they require different restrictions and things like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So once I do that, then I turn it over to him, let him know what they're closed at and everything. That he does the contracts, you get those sent out, they get it signed, get it back to us, and we keep you in the loop at every stage. So we keep you in the loop on what they closed at. If he said, we need this, we let us know we closed them at this much money in the pocket, whatever it may be. We let you know when we get the contract back in, signed and everything. We got the contracts in. Now my partner then is going to, first thing he's going to do, he's going to go to his syndicate of real estate cash buyers. He belongs to what's called a real estate wholesale syndicate. No, that's why they call it that. I know it sounds kind of ominous, kind of ominous, but it's really a group of about 20 to 30 real estate investors who pool their money together. They pool together where they have just about each quarter, they have about $5 million to spend each quarter.
That sounds positive.
Yeah. So and they call it, the real estate wholesale syndicate. But anyway, he's part of that syndicate. He buys properties too. So he's part of that syndicate where they have access to about $5 million per quarter to use to, suck up properties. So he takes it to his syndicate first, and then if they do it, great. If they pass on it, then he goes to his bigger network of cash buyers. If he gets it, with chance are we always get a decent offer from them. But if by some chance we don't get a decent offer from them, then we go here. We go here as a last resort. We go here and post it to our network of cash buyer MLSs. Okay, these are MLSs for cash buyers, like the We Buy Houses, We Buy Ugly Houses, that type of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, but we're normally in, if it's in a decent location, like I say, location, and if we got enough value in it, enough equity in it for the end buyer to make good money, we normally get a good offer. We normally get a good offer within 5 days. Most times we get several good offers. They just pick the best one. But chances are, if it goes to the syndicate, they usually make about a 60% off. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's it. that's how you walk through a deal. Now, what am I gonna do is I'm gonna send this one to you through the site. I'm gonna send you the address. That way you can go in and just put in the address and you can pull it up. Okay. So now you
Okay.
all you gotta do is just like when you go into your CropWire account, just go in there and you just put in the address, and there it is. Then you'll be able to pull it up. Okay.
Awesome.
Now, if you're looking for a picture on this property, what I normally do, I just go to Google and see what pops up. Zillow may have a picture for it. See if they got a picture for it. It may not have a picture. No, it's off market, so they don't have a picture. And so I go back to Google and see if I can get a street view. Right?
Okay.
But you see, it looks like it's in a populated area. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. All right. So looks like it's what is this? This might be better than I thought. Oh, it's a what you call it. There we go. It's like a condo. It's like a townhome or a condo. That's not bad. And it looks like it's in decent shape too.
Oh, sure. Looks like it's in moving condition almost.
Yeah. Okay. And it's in Las Vegas. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely get off on that. It's in
Yes,
Las
sir.
Vegas. This was in 2018, so I don't think it's changed too much in that time. It looks like a nice little area. And from the street view, it looks like it's a nice populated area. So it's a nice set of townhomes. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Nice townhome community. So yeah. Yeah. So you just do kind of like your little research on it. Then if you want to, upload some pictures and then send them over to us like that, stuff like that too. So, but yeah, I always just, if you find something that doesn't have pictures on PropWire, just go and Google the address, and you come with some photos. Okay.
You say it's nice to upload those pictures too with the deal?
I mean, you can. You can't upload
Okay.
them with the what's called, but you can just send them to us right through the site.
Okay.
Like when you go to the site, see what here it says, let's chat. You can upload stuff.
Okay.
Right, when you click it and upload stuff right in the chat and send it to them. Okay.
Copy. Okay.
All right. So, but yeah, that's how you go through a deal. Now I'm gonna go ahead and send you this deal. I'm going to send you this address. Pull up my Wix site. In a second. Send you this message. Messages. That's you, BMW Realty, right there, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right, I'm gonna send you this. It's gonna say, I'm gonna type it here, your mentorship session property. Here it is. Just send it to you. You can just copy and paste that right into what you call it, and be able to pull it up. And then once you pull it up, you're gonna save it. You're gonna click add. You're gonna add it to your list of properties. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how it's done, man. Then we get the closing, then we 40 something, 50 something, $60 something $1,000, we split that.
Awesome.
Plain
I
and
got
simple.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. I got about 3 questions I took a note of while we were going through that. Number one, on the people search,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, I don't know if it's common, but I know you said try it in a new window.
Yeah, because when I set up the people searching on the site, it allowed me to embed it onto the site, but it doesn't actually allow you to search it on to our site. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
some reason it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't let me pull it up. It's like a broken link completely, though. Even when I try to pull it up in another window.
Okay.
So I tried the full skip trace one, the second one, the one was like, almost like a magnifying glass or something.
Yeah.
That one works. It's just way more choices, like
Okay.
250 instead of 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay. But did you put in the address?
Actually, I didn't. I just did name only for him.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah. If you do name on people search, it's going to do that too. That's why you always put in the city and state.
Okay.
If you just put in a name, how many guys that name in the United States?
250 came up.
So if you narrow it down to a city and state, that's going to give you just a lot less choices, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried
now,
that.
on people
question.
search. Now on people search. Now on people search. Did you do this? Did you just put in, let's say, like R-O-B-E-R-T, Robert, B-A-U-G-H-N. You just put in like Robert Vaughn. You put in Robert Vaughn, and then you just click search.
Yes, that's all I did.
All right, this is what you're gonna get. All right, that's why I said don't do that. That's why I said when you do it, right, you're gonna
more info.
Here is what you're gonna do. All right, when you do it, you're gonna put in.
Shoot.
B-A-U. All right, you put in Robert Vaughn. All right, now watch it. Okay, put in Robert Vaughn, and then of course you're gonna put in this. What you call it? And what was that again?
Rosemead, California.
Rosemead.
But now, of course, I'm using the second one though instead of that one. I'm not using a true people search. I'm using a second one.
Well, hold on. I'm showing you how
that one came up.
Now I'm showing you how to use it on True People Search. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Rosemead, California. Now don't click search. Don't click search. You can click search, but don't click it. You can right click it, right? Or just go up here and then you right click it, or it says True People Search, right? You can do right click right there. Open link in new tab.
Okay.
All right. So you right click it and then you click open link in new tab. Then you pull up the new tab, pulls up. There you are. And now you can put in your Robert. You put your Robert Vaughn in, or you can just initially click open link in new tab, and you can put it in. Robert Vaughn. Rosemead, California.
Okay.
And then you search from here, outside of our wish card. And there you go. And there you have it. Okay.
Okay.
Because when I first set it up, for some reason it was working properly, where you can search it right from the site. But then for some reason it wouldn't let me search it right from the site. You have to open it up outside of the site. Like, even if you don't put anything in there, you still have to open it up outside of the site. You can click here, and it's still just gonna take you right back here on the site. You see what I'm saying? But what you want to do is you want to right click it, open link in new tab. Then
but if I wanted to, I can use that second one though, right? The other people search.
Yeah. You can use the other one too.
Okay, just in case. Okay.
But the reason why I like people search, because it gives you it usually has more of the, when you're looking at the phone numbers, it tells you when it was last bill was.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
That's why I like people search.
Yes, sir.
It gives you a little more details. Now remember, if for some reason you can't locate these people, you can't get good numbers or whatever the case, people searching through the other one, through this cyber one, by the end of this week, we're gonna have the form on here where you all can actually order and pay for the $1.50 searches. You know, it's gonna charge you $1.50, but you'll be able to order it right from the site, and then my partner would do the searches through the private investigator that he uses, and get those done for you.
Okay, but on another note though, the main thing is being able to find it and call them and actually looking for the person, making sure that we talk to them, going through our script before entering them into the database.
Yeah, before you send them to us, verify the phone numbers.
Okay.
Verify the email address. Now, if you can verify the phone number, verify the email, you also verify that they are willing to do what?
A deal. Work with us.
They are willing to work with us to try and help them solve this problem.
Yes, sir.
So we know we're not working with duds, right?
Right.
So that's why I like the way Jen does it. The way she does it is she does it. She has a good format. Tabitha, we're working a deal right now. Matter of fact, we're sending out the contract today to him. We've already called him, made the offer. He accepted he wanted $5,000 more, so we give him $25,000, but it's still a good deal. It's in kind of a small area. It's in a town that has less than 700 people in it.
Okay.
But it's got some surrounding areas of like 17, 25 miles away that are bigger metropolitans.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So we're still gonna be able to put a decent deal together, and probably gonna make around about $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. I like to follow that same format though of getting a bunch of them, like 10 to present all at once.
Exactly. And then you do them, but then you verify it. Once they get verified, then you send those over, and then you follow up on the ones that actually went to an actual phone number, but it left because some are gonna go to a phone number, but it's not gonna have a voicemail. It's just gonna say this person's not available at this time. Whatever. Then you get the one that says is unable to take your call at the time. Please leave your name and number. That's a good phone, right?
Okay.
When it says, and you may get one that says that this person's voice message is full. That is a good phone number, but the person may not have that phone number.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, kind of make your notes on those, on how you call them back, proceed. And then the ones you get with that's giving a little bum, bum, that's dead. So you may want to do like the $1.50 skip trip. Use the investigative service for those. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes. Another quick question.
Yeah.
On your calculator, that's one that you have on your site there. I know I could always use my own calculator, but I was trying to see, that wasn't built into our site, was it? That's just something you have on your personal computer?
Oh yeah, that's just on my computer.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, every computer has a calculator. I actually did it the way you would do it on your phone, because your phone calculator is configured different than your computer calculator.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna show you. Let's say now if you're doing it on your phone, this is how it works on your phone. Let's say you got a $205,000 value on the property, right? And you're getting a 40% offer. Now on your phone, you would do times, 40%, then you hit the equal button, right?
Okay.
Now,
sure.
On this computer, and I got my Apple phone configured like my computer calculator is, I can do just minus. I can do 205,000 minus 40%, right? And it gives me that number of what that offer is. Now, most people are gonna think they're doing, most people when they do that, they're gonna go ahead and hit the equal button. and think that's the number they're looking for. No, your computer calculator is figured different. When you do it at, if you do minus 40%, that's the number you're looking for right there, right?
Yes.
Then if you hit the equal button, it says 123,000. No. That's not the offer that they're making you. That's how much equity the end buyer still has left that they can make on the deal.
Okay.
After they put see, that's how much equity they're looking at. They say, well, if it costs me $40,000, right? That 123,000, they're looking at 123,000, and then they're saying, okay, if it costs me $40,000 to fix this property up, right?
Okay.
By them offering us that 82,000, they still got enough room to put $40,000 in fixing it up and still make $83,000. See how the deal works now?
Yes.
So that's why you have to do it from their standpoint. Now, if you were doing this, like I was saying, 205,000, and then if you did, times 40%, it's going to give you that 0.4. Then you have to hit the equal to get that same 82,000. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
But on your phone, but on my calculator, I can do the minus, but don't hit the equal sign. Just do the minus, and then it pops up.
Skip it a step.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't hit that equal sign because it's taking you to what the end buyer is, what their equity is, and what they've got to work with. Okay. Because all we're doing is we're doing these deals in reverse from the end buyer's perspective, so we can figure out what we will get offered on it. Then we figure out what we need to subtract from what we're going to get offered from the end buyer to pay off the loan and put $20,000 in pocket to see what kind of money is still left for us.
Right. How much cushion is in there?
Yeah, that's all. Exactly. We're just trying to see how much cushion we got. That's all we do, and we do it at 40%, 50%, and 6%. Okay.
Okay. Another quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you think it would be a good idea, or if people would like to see a gallery, possibly a gallery of all the deals that went through in a certain spot, saying, "Hey, here's a property that such and such closed on July 15th, and she made 30,000. Here's a property this investor closed on."
Yeah, we will start doing that. Remember, we just launched this 2 weeks ago.
Sure, definitely. But I'm just wondering. I'm thinking about it in advance. I bet you that people would love to see that type of active information about the rest of the group members and how much they did. Just an idea. I didn't know if you think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Once we start closing deals and getting deals done, we still got to get the permission from the day trader, because some people don't want people to see how much money they make.
Okay, sure.
But
sure.
we can always say that this deal closed and we made X amount of money on it. Blah blah something like that. Now,
I bet people would love to see the cohorts.
Now eventually, but there's another phase of this that's a whole. I'm gonna do a couple of short videos on it, because if we get, because we're selling shares, we're looking for about 10 principal partners is what we're looking for. No more than 15. We're looking for 10 to 15 principal partners, or if we can get 1 or 2 principal partners to help us raise the money that we need to raise. If we can get about $500,000 in capital, with that $500,000, we can turn Flipstream into a $47 million a year plus revenue stream. Okay. And we're going to do it by actually doing foreclosure rescues, not foreclosure bailouts like what we're doing. What we're doing now is called foreclosure bailout.
Okay. I remember seeing you talk about that in one of the other videos where you're helping people by restructuring the loans.
Exactly.
And it's like, we have the loan and they ain't owing us instead, and what have you.
And then once we get those properties, because we're gonna need to buy those properties with our own money. We can't do those and have an end buyer. You understand what I'm saying? So in order for us to do that, we gotta first raise about $500,000. $500,000 to $1
Yes.
million. That's what we gotta raise. And if we can do that with 5 investors, that's fine. If we do it with 15 investors, but we're not getting more than 15 investors. So that's why we tell anybody who wants to be on that side of it, you want to be a principal owner, one of the principles of Flipstream, or our parent company, RBBS Holdings. If you want to be a principal in that, it's a $40,000 minimum investment. So we need to raise at least $500,000. If we get $500,000, we can do our first 10 rescues, right?
Oh, yes.
Now here's the deal with that. I'm going to do a short video on it, but I'm going to show it to you here real quick. We're going to be able to, when we're doing the rescues. All right, when we're doing the rescues, okay, when we're doing the foreclosure rescues, with my calculators, you see that most of these properties have payouts of 30-some thousand, 40-some thousand, whatever, 20-some thousand, but most of them are 70% in equity, right?
Okay.
70%, so we're getting properties really for less than 35% of the value, right?
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this company called REI?
Arise.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I'm involved with it.
Yeah,
I
I
know it.
am
All
too.
right.
Yeah, I am too. All right. Here's my REI.
Oh, wait, excuse me. Arrived. I thought you said arise. No,
No,
I'm sorry.
it's
No.
arrived.com.
Okay. No, I'm not familiar with that. I'm wrong.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Let me put my code in. That's so I can get in. All right. 57. All right. This is Arrive. All right. I've got 3 properties with Arrive.
Okay.
Right. Arrive allows you to invest as little, allows anybody to invest as little as $100 in income producing properties, and you get shares of the monthly rent or the monthly lease payment. Okay. Now, great concept. Okay. But here's the problem with it. All their homes are pretty much brand new homes. All their homes, they're pretty much brand new homes. Okay. Here's what now here is how they make this happen. They go out and they buy homes. They buy homes that are either they buy them for right at the value of the property or just a little bit less than the value. Right?
Okay.
Like here's a home right here that's coming up. Single family residence, if they call fund. Okay. I'm gonna show you how this works. They're looking to get this thing funded. All right. They're looking to get this thing what's called, they want to fund this property. Let me go up here. Let's click the invest button. All right. All right. Like I get a notification that they got this property is coming up available. Well, that's a private credit fund. Single family residence fund available. All right, here's one right here that they're about to get funded right now. All right, so here's what they do. Let's click on this one. All right, they're still taking money on this one. Okay. All right, so they bought this home, nice home, right? All their homes look like brand new homes because that's all they invest in. All right, so they go out and they buy this home. They bought this home for $299,990. I guarantee you, if you look up the address on it, the property value is going to be, it's going to show that it's worth $299,000 or $300,000, somewhere around there. If I go and I put this in, if I put this in Zillow, I put that property address in Zillow, watch what it tells me what the value of it is. Well, find out. All right. Watch what it tells me what the value of it is. It's in Athens, Alabama. All right. Gonna show me a. Oh, come on. What? Ah! I hate when I do that.
301. I thought I saw it right there.
Okay, yeah, okay, there we go. It should be like $301,000, $300,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? What you see?
301. Mm-hmm.
Where's it at?
I just saw the second go on that last page.
On the last page.
Mm-hmm. Right before this.
Where's
You
the,
might have to do a back arrow.
where's the property right here?
You might have to do a back arrow.
Let's try that one. Okay, right there.
There it is right there. See? Is that it right there?
Yeah, it's right there. $301,100.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so here's the problem with the ride. Okay, so all right, they bought the house for $299,990. That was the purchase price, right?
Okay.
But now they're seeking. Now, what they do is once they buy the house, they then turn the house into an active security. Okay, they buy the house, they get a rent contract on it, or at least, like I say, an anticipated rent. It hasn't been rented out yet. That's anticipated, right?
Okay.
All right. So they get the house, and then they turn it into an active security. The way you turn a property into an active security is you turn it into an LLC. Okay, so the LLC for this property is probably going to be the address. 15678 Berkman Lane, LLC.
Okay.
So Berkman Lane, Athens, or Alabama, LLC. Okay, you turn into an active LLC. Then you open up a standalone bank account for that one LLC.
Okay.
Now, once you have an LLC, you have a bank account, you now can sell shares in that LLC. You have effectively turned that property into an active security per the SEC Rule 144. Okay? I know this. I know all this stuff because when I became a mortgage broker with UC Lending, they sent us to Wall Street to train for 6 weeks. And we really had to learn how mortgage rates affect the entire world economy. Okay, so which is a smart way. A lot of people, even like I said, a lot of real estate people don't know this. Right.
Definitely.
So actually, I can actually take my home right now. My home is worth $438,000, owe about $240,000.
Yes, sir.
I could create an LLC for this house, open up a bank account for it, and then I can go out and say, I want to get this house funded. I can actually set my funding amount $100,000 over what the value is. I can set my funding amount based on my future value in the next 2 years or 3 years. And instead of it being $348,000, I can say I'm looking to fund this security for $450,000, and I'm selling shares in it. Anybody can buy shares in my home. You get it?
Yes, sir.
And then I can set myself up to where I'm paying no money on top of the mortgage payment. Right, my mortgage is $1,600 some odd dollars per month. I can say, well, I'm going to pay, another $1,600 some odd dollars per month. Right, that my mortgage is $1,600 a month, but I've got $1,600 some odd dollars per month that is being shared with who? The investors who own shares in my home. If you invest $100, you got 10 shares. If you invest $300, you got 30 shares. Each share may be worth 1.25%.
Okay.
You see what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Now I get that funded, right? I just got $400 some odd thousand. Well, not $400,000, because I can do $100,000 over. I can get this funding for $500. I can get this house right now funding. If I set it up there, I can get $530,000 from my shareholders. Right? Out of that $530,000, I take $241,000, I pay off my home.
Okay.
I continue making the same payment, $1,600 some odd dollars a month, to compensate what? My shareholders. But I've got what in my pocket? Almost $300,000.
Okay.
Now I'm dropping a serious nugget on you right now. Okay. All right. So here's what REI does. They turn it into an IT security. Remember, they bought this home for $299,000. Right?
Right.
They're seeking to raise, where's their funding amount? What they're seeking on the funding. They usually let you know what they're seeking for funding. What's the amount they're seeking for funding? Financials. So they have to disclose this stuff. 20,000 annual rent. Raise amount. Now, they bought it for $299,000. It looks like they're trying to raise $327,000. Or is that what they raised already? And they're 38% there. Let me find out. Performance. What are they trying to get for this home? Because if I click the invest button, see what we got here. It says here, if I can invest up to $100, you can invest up to $34,800 in debt. Now, that's based on my income and how they've done their check on me to see what my income is and all this little stuff. I can invest as little as $100, or I can invest up to $34,000.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to see what they're trying to get for this thing. They're trying to raise enough capital to get them to, I think it looks like it may be $327,000. But they're trying to get more. They're getting the house funded at more than what it's worth, basically.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're trying to get more. See, new timeline. Initial public offering right there. They did the initial public offering, rent changed, market rent price change. What's the initial public offering? They used to provide all this stuff. It used to be back there on the front page that tells you what they're trying to get it funded for. Details, performance, unless I'm just missing it. All right. Okay, so well, it's 89% funded. I can just do a reverse amount of it. It's 89% funded, so they're $38,850 away. So 38,000. Let's do reverse numbers. you see what I'm about to do?
Yes.
38,000.
11%.
850 plus 89%. No. 38, get this right, times 89%. That's not right. That's not right.
I think those 38,850 times 2 right there.
They times 2.
Yeah, I think you accidentally did it twice, maybe. It's a possibility you did it twice, 38,850 times 2.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what is 38,850 is 30 is
it's like 11% is what it is.
Yeah, it's like 11%.
It's close to 388,000.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
because that's 11% left over, right?
Yeah,
89%.
Yeah, they're trying to get about
over. That means it's close to 10% of the whole thing of 380 something thousand.
Yeah, they're trying to get about $390,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what I'm talking about. They're
Yes.
getting people to invest up to total amount after all the investments included. Right now they got 947 investors. Okay. And I think this thing went active yesterday. This went active yesterday. Because I received the notice on yesterday that this was available. Right?
Okay.
So in less than 2 days, they've already raised about 300
Almost 90%.
360 some thousand dollars.
Yes, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Between
In less
350
than
and
2
360,
days.
yeah.
So they bought this house for $299,000, right? They're trying to get it funded for $390,000,
Right.
right? Probably about $100,000 over what it's actually worth. So that means the investors, when they do invest their money in this, right, they're going to be upside down. It's going to be a negative equity, right?
Okay.
So they're going to have a negative ROI for the first 5 or 6 years.
Till it appreciates.
Yeah. But eventually it's going to catch up and they're going to start making money, right?
Right.
But they're starting off in the hole. Now, for this, and by the way, you want to know who the shareholders is for REI?
Yes.
These are your shareholders. Jeff Bezos.
Oh.
Okay. Hold up. So you some of the these are your shareholders right here.
Oh, okay.
Personal investment company of Jeff Bezos. Bezos Expeditions. Okay. Time Ventures. Mark Benoff. Former CEO of Zillow. CEO of Uber. PSL, Core Innovation Capital, Good Friends, right? Warner Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, all these billionaires. These are people that are in the hundreds of millions and billionaires. That's who their shareholders are. Okay? Now, who's making the most money on this? The shareholders, of course. Because remember that deal where the house was worth, they paid $299,000 for it, right? $299,000 is what they paid. But that money came from the shareholders. You know, all them shareholders pitched in together, raised enough capital. That's just a speck of what they probably got into this thing. They probably got, each one of them probably put in like $10 million each, or Bezos probably put $100 million into this damn thing, right? So they each got $10 million. Let's say they each did $10 million each. But here's what's happened. On this one property, it cost $299,000. Between them right there, that $299,000, I mean, come on, that's about what? $50,000 for each one of them?
Okay.
If that much. Okay. Now, so they bought it for $299,000, but they immediately go out and they get it funded from the investors network. They get it funded for $390,000, probably $399,000. You know, say so they're probably trying to get $100,000. Say $399,000. And they're gonna get that, and they're gonna have that funded by the end of the day. Okay, so they just put this on the site like yesterday, and they're gonna have it done by the end of the day. So that means they just made $100,099 back on this, right? They got their $299,000 back that they invested, right? Plus they made an extra $100,099, $100,999, right? So the investors, they're seeing, a great return on their money immediately. You see what I'm saying? Now remember, they've already done how many of these homes? And there's not a home on their site that they paid less than $200, and I haven't seen a home that they paid less than $240,000. They've already done a total of single-family private residence funds. They got a total of 16,000 investors, and their total net assets 15,075,836. In the total, the total assets, and they got 16,000 investors in 36 properties right now.
Okay.
And that's just on the single family residence side. That's a single family residence fund. Now they have other stuff like vacation properties and things like that. They do those too. They do vacation properties, they do it all. Okay, and they all over the United States. But see, here's the problem though. Their people are in negative equity from the get-go. Okay. Now, what do we propose? We're gonna do the same thing, but we're getting our home for less than 35% of the value. Okay. If we look at a same home that they looked at, and what was the price to pay for $299,000? Chances are we're looking at a $299,000 home, but we're getting it for around $50,000, about $30,000 to pay off the liens, another $20,000 when the person park it, right?
Okay.
Minus $50,000. So that means our home has $249,000 of equity still in it. We paid $50,000 for it, right? We got $249,000 of equity still in it. We turn that property into what? And then if we turn around and put that person back at home and let them finish, buying the home, we put them on another 20. We put them on a 25-year mortgage. We cut their rate, the payment by 30%, 40%, in some cases 50%. Let's say the person who had that $299,000 home value, that if they was paying, let's say $1,900 a month, we cut them down to $1,300 a month. Now we got $1,300 a month that's coming in, right?
Okay.
Or if the person decides, well, I don't want to keep this, I just want my 20 grand, and I'm out. Now we can put that home on the market and we can rent it out for $2,400 a month, right? Or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
But let's say on the low end, we're looking at $1,400 a month that we got coming into the home, right? We got $249,000 worth of equity. We go out, we turn that home into an active security, add a bank account to it, we add an LLC to it, and then we seek to get this home, then we can get that security funded just like they're doing, right? But we're not going to be seeking to get it funded for more than what it's worth. We're going to get it funded for, it's worth $299,000, right?
Okay.
All right. We got equity of $249,000 in the home, right? We're going to go out and get it funded for about $25,000 less than the equity we have in. Right? We're going to see funding of about $220,000, whatever it should be. We're going to see to get it funded for $220,000, right?
Okay.
So we get that property funded for $220,000. We still got $29,000 of equity. So our investors from our investor network who get funded, probably got shares in that property. Guess what? They're not in negative equity.
Okay.
They wouldn't even be in negative equity if we got it funded for $250,000. Why? Because it's worth $299,000. You see what I'm saying? We could actually get it funded for $250,000, and we're still almost $50,000 less than what it's valued at. So so our people are still in positive equity. They're in a positive equity situation. See, we'll arrive, the shareholders are making out like fat cat because they're always in positive ROI. The investors who's funding it, it's taking them on average 5 to 7 years to break even with their investment. Our investors are going to break even within the first year. And in some cases, they're going to start out in negative, in positive.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we're our investors are in a much better situation than their investor network is, and our shareholders, look at the kind of money that they're going to be making on each deal. I mean, looking at $250,000, and we're still $40,000 shy of what, almost $50,000 shy of what the actual equity is. So we only paid what, $50,000 for this property, right? We get it funded for $250,000 minus the $50,000 that we paid for it. So our shareholders and the company is making a profit right away at the $200,000. Now let's say an actual person like yourself, one of the day traders. Let's say you're the one who found this deal and structured this deal and sent it over to it. The only difference is we're not getting an end buyer to acquire the house. We're acquiring it with our own money. Okay. If you're the day trader that located this deal and structured this deal, then you are going to get 20% of that 200,000, or you can take 20 to 25% of the monthly payments that we're getting on the house each month.
Either or.
Either or. Can't do both.
Okay.
You're not gonna be ready to do both. Now, if we start off on the monthly payments before we get it funded, all right, and if we put them in a mortgage where they're paying $1,400 a month, you're getting 20%, you're getting about $220, $240, $280 a month, right? 1,400, 10% would be 140, so about 280, right?
Yes.
$280 a month for the next 25 years. Right? Now, once we turn it into an active security and get it funded, you have a choice to make. I can keep my $280 a month, or I can cash out. 200,000 minus, I can take $40,000 right now. And that will leave us with $160,000 in our shareholders. See what I'm saying? So some deals you might want to keep, your residual, your income producing money, right? Your money from the income producing, from your portfolio of income producing properties. Some you may want to cash out. Not a bad way to make money.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? So you got some deals that you hang on to and get the residual, you're building your, what's called money, right? Other deals, you may want to cash out. And then you got the ones that we're doing, what we're doing the end buyers, right? Where you're making all your money front end of it. You see what I'm saying? At closing.
Yes.
So there's actually 3 revenue streams that Flipstream has in place for our day traders. Once we start doing the rescues. Okay. Now, remember I said we're gonna turn that $500,000 with Flipstream into a $47 million per year within 2 years. All right. So let's say we get that. Let's say we get $600,000 from we get it from one person, we get it from 14 people, whatever the case may be. Okay, we get $600,000. All right. Let's say we take $500,000 that we're using that to buy the properties. Right. So we take $500,000 to buy the properties. So the other $100,000 we got to pay for property management. We gotta hire an investment firm to set up our securities and do our paperwork to the SEC each year. Okay. So let's say we take $500,000 using to acquire property. Remember, we get properties that average about $50,000 a property. So that means we're gonna be able to do 10 properties, right? We're gonna be able to do 10 properties, to start off with. So we've got roughly 10 properties, right?
Okay.
10 properties, right? Each property that we're doing on average, let's just say some are gonna be higher, some are gonna be less. Let's say they're averaging these properties that we're averaging, they're averaging $260,000, $300,000, all right, on the actual value.
Okay.
Okay, but we're spending about $50,000 to get them each, about $30,000 on the payoff, another $20,000 in the person's pocket. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we got about 10 properties, average at about $300,000 a property. Well, 10 properties times $50,000. Now, what do we pay for the ball? $500,000, right? So we got 10 properties that's got a value of about $300,000. 10 properties times 300,000. So we got that much in value, $3 million in value on 10 properties. Now, let's look at those same 10 properties. Now, we say properties about $300,000 is what the value at. We get them funded for, let's say, $275,000, right? We go out and we get investors, we get them funded for $275,000, which is about $25,000 less than what they're valued at, right? So they still got equity. Multiply that times 10. So that's 2.7 million on the first 10 properties. Right?
Okay.
Now,
yes.
Do you think using this strategy, okay? Now we got 2.7 million using this strategy. And the time you saw that it took REI to get their funding amount. In some cases, they get their funding amount in just a few hours. Other cases take them a couple of days. Okay. Even if took us 2 weeks to get our funding amount. Right?
Yes.
So every 2 weeks we're going back out buying more property. Now we got $2.7 billion. Right? Take out $750,000 for costs, on commissions, whatever, to run the business. We got $2 million to go out and buy properties, right? We got $2 million now to go back out and buy property. And remember, we got that 2.7 billion in about, let's say we did it in a month. Let's say it took us a month. Let's say it takes us longer than what it takes a ride to do. They're doing this in a few hours, in some cases, in other cases, of 2 or 3 days. But let's say it takes us a month, right? Every month we're flipping over. So now we can go out and divide that by 50,000. Now we're able to pick up 40 properties the next month, right? We're able to pick up 40 properties. So now we got 40 properties. On average, we spent $2 million on the 40 properties. On average, each of the properties is worth, let's say, $300,000 again. We're probably going to be able to get more expensive properties, but let's say do the same number. Each property worth about $300,000, right? And let's say we get them funded. We get them funded for $275,000, right? That's 40 times $275,000. Now we're looking at 11 million. Right? That's month 2. Now we're looking at 11 million. Right?
Okay.
Let's say we take about 4 million in that goes to pay our commissions, our, shareholders, right? Money going back to the company to fund the company. So let's take out 4 million. We got 7 million. Divide that by 50,000. We pick up 140 homes. Now, mind you, we got income revenue coming in from all these homes now, too.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because they're leased out, rented out, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? But our investors who invested money, they're getting their portion of that rent or whatever this and that. So we're not really getting that portion of the rent, but they're getting that rent. We're making our money on the lump sum amount. And on top of that, we still have equity in these homes, so we still have leverage. We can still leverage these properties. Right? So now we're in month 3. We got 140,000. Same thing. We get them funded for 275,000. Oh, 1 2 minutes. 275,000. So on that one, we're looking at 38,500,000. And we're just in the 4th month, going into the 4th month. So now you see why I say we can turn this into a $47 million a year inside of the first, really inside of the first year.
Okay.
So we just hit the, going into the 4th month, 38.5 million. Let's take out 10 million for commissions and pay our, dividends to our shareholders. So we're sitting on 28.5 million, right? Divide that by 50,000. We're able to pick up 570 homes. Well, kid, no way. Once we get those, and remember, we're putting it out there that people can invest as little. Anybody can invest as little as $100 to get 10 shares of the monthly rent from these homes, or the monthly lease from these homes. $300 gets you 30 shares. $100 gets you 10 shares. $200 gets you 20 shares. Right?
Okay.
All right. So now we got that 570, and so there's around 275,000 again. That's around $300,000. We're still doing them for $25,000 less than what the value is. And now we're looking at 156 million. And even if we took money to kind of upgrade the houses, fix them up real nice, we're still looking at well over 100 million by the time we get 6-7 months in revenue.
Okay.
And that's actually not actual revenue. That's less than actually, because we took out money to pay what? Our shareholders, their dividends, commissions, and everything else. That's what Flip Street is hitting. So you can see how our shareholders are going to make some serious money.
I see.
And the reason why I want to keep it low, because I don't want 150 shareholders. We want to keep this private. We don't want to really go public with the company. We want to keep it a private company. Have less than 20 shareholders, less than 20 partners. Really, I hope I can raise that $500,000 or $600,000, or I'm hoping I can raise $1 million with less than 10 people. But we're telling, yeah, but we're letting people know that they can, in order to be a principal shareholder, you have to invest at least $40,000.
Okay.
Okay. That way, if we get 15 people at $40,000, we got what we need, and we don't have a whole bunch of shareholders, whole bunch of owners. 15 people times 40,000. If everybody just do the minimum, we got our 600,000. Because that's the number that we're trying to get to.
Right.
Okay. Now, if some people put in more, that means we don't need as many shareholders. Right.
Okay.
So and their share, and people that do more, their share value goes up. Now, my partner and I, we own 60%, the company. He owns 20%, I own 40%. Okay. So that means that the shareholders come in, they're splitting that other 40% of the company.
Okay.
Okay. So if they're splitting the other 40% of the company, if we got 40 divided by 15 of them, right? They each put in $40,000. So $40,000 basically gets you 2.66% share of the company. See how that works? Now we only got 10. They all put in the same amount. Some people are gonna have more shares because they put in more amount of what it could be. But if we get 10 and they all put in the same amount, they're gonna be 4% of they get 4% of the company, or 4% of the revenue. of the
Right.
of the shares, whatever it is. So the shares are worth basically 4%. If we have 5, so on and so on. Okay. If we get one shareholder who comes up and say, I'm gonna put it, I want to invest the whole 600,000. Now I want to take care of that. If we get one shareholder, well, he got 40% of the company. See how that works?
Yes.
If we got 2, he's got 20% of the company. 3, and so on and so on and so on. So that's how the shareholder side plays out. But even if we got 15, if you're looking at close to, it's safe to say with our acquisition strategy, we're looking at a $200 million a year company by the end of the first year.
Mm.
And even if someone is getting, I'm sorry, someone is getting times 4.4%. That's not bad for a $40,000 investment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, when it comes to real estate, there really is no limit if you know how to structure a real estate investment firm. Okay. Like I said, there are about 90% of the people who are in real estate that don't know that you can turn a property, any property, into an active security. You've been doing real estate for how long? And did you know that?
More than 30 years? No.
Yeah, but did you know how to turn the property into an active security?
I knew about because I know a company is just doing something similar to what you're saying here with this part where they divide up the shares of the property but not turn it into a security.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was connected to it.
Yeah, that's called where what's the technical term for it? Where people buy a property and they each own a portion of the property.
Mm-hmm.
But when they buy the property, it's something called it's some type of deed that they do. But actually, when they buy the property, they have more than one person who owns the property, and then you have shared, and you can sell your share of it to someone else. But as an investment strategy, not many people know about the investment strategy side of this. When you purchase property, you turn it into an active security, and you sell shares in that security based on the value of the property, based on what you're trying to get the whole property funded for. And you can actually fund the property. The SEC says you can fund the property for so much money over what it's actually valued. You can use like a 5-year estimated value. You see what I'm saying? What it's going to appreciate for 5 years, and you can actually take that funding part up to that 5 years, and that's what REI is. That's why they're able to get more than what the property is actually worth when they get it funded. But that puts their investors in a negative equity situation, in a negative ROI, right, for the first 5 years. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But their shareholders making like a fat cat. Jeff Bezos, them guys, they're making money hand over fist.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
From the get-go. But us, like, see, my thing is, here in my account with them, I think I have 2 properties with them. And right now, I'm sitting at $401.27.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my properties that I'm getting right now from them. I'm averaging about $10.27. That's my balance. So I'm getting about, where's my 2 properties? There's my 2 properties right there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
One property I invested $100 in, right? And my shares are worth $9.70 is what I get from the rent, the evaluation each month. And the other one I invested $300 in, I got 30 shares, I'm getting $980. I'm getting $9.80 per month from the rent.
Mm-hmm.
See how it works?
Yes.
So, but I did this almost 10 months ago, 9-10 months ago, and for the first few months I was in negative equity.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With this property, it's showing you right there. Dividends paid 4.46%. Dividend yield, share price updated $9.80 per share. And I've got 30 shares in that one. I've got 10 share. My lease started, the lease amount that someone is paying for the property is $1,795 a month. Okay. Initial public offering approved, marketed for and rented. They're showing you the disclosure when the public offering was set up and when it was approved. The application was approved by the SEC. That's where you gotta set up the bank account. You gotta set up the LLC for it. And you submit it to the SEC, and then they give you an active security, approval on that, and then you can go out and get people to invest in the active security, buy shares of that security. Yeah, I just dropped the nugget. All right, so, all right, that's gonna do it for today.
Okay.
All right, but that's where that's where Flip Street is, and this is where it's going. So this is a lot more. Hold on here. Of course, this is a lot more than just us, wholesaling properties. It really is. It really is. We're taking it to a level that most people are not even aware of. Okay, so that's where we're at. Yeah, but I'm excited about it, and we're definitely going to get
Me
there.
too.
All right, look, it's after 1:30. My other person canceled anyway, so but we've been on here now since 11 o'clock, so got some other work to do. All right, but I sent you the address. You to pull it up. This recording will be available once it gets uploaded. You'll be able to pull it up and see it. Pull it up from our Facebook page or from our YouTube channel. All right.
Okay. Well, we'll work on it on our end.
All right.
And try to get some more lined up as well too.
Yeah, and don't forget, training Wednesday night, 7 p.m.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate your time, sir.
Oh, anytime, man.
All right. Have a good day now.
All right, you too.